everyone, welcome back to my channel. Sorry, today is a glasses day, so if you see like my lights reflecting in my glasses and that's distracting to you, I apologize because it's just a glasses day. My allergies are literally kicking my ass. So anyways, welcome back. If you haven't been here before, my name is Stephanie and this is Unapologetic Skincare and Beauty. Today I'm doing my very first anti-haul, which I'm super excited about because I just feel like there's such a big trend right now in the beauty industry of companies and brands just releasing crap that they expect us as consumers to buy without questioning the price or the formulation or the purpose. We need to kind of take a stand as the educated consumer and say, we're not doing this, guys. We're not falling for your tactics. Let's get started. First, we are going to talk about the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dream Glow Kit. Now, I do own the ABH Moonchild Glow Kit palette and I love it. Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighters are my favorites. There is nothing that can compare to me as far as formulation and staying power. They're beautiful. They look beautiful on the skin. They last all day. But if I wanted another palette where only half of the shades were wearable and the other half made me look like a teenage unicorn, I would just go to TJ Maxx and purchase the Aurora Glow Kit palette, which is $24.99 right now, which is half off. The Anastasia Beverly Hills Dream Glow Kit highlighter palette is available as of May 22nd, so it's available now, and it's gonna be $40, which is standard for the glow kits. I really wish ABH would come out with either a more wearable glow kit or maybe a duo where there was just more wearable shades like golds, champagnes, silvers, but these colors are literally like, there's a purple in my Moonchild palette that I can't imagine I would ever wear unless it was Halloween and I was going as a teenage unicorn. But I mean, that's it. I love you, ABH. No hate on the brand. I just can't imagine that I would purchase this palette because it's really just not wearable for an everyday basis for a grown woman. Moving on. The Too Faced Revealed Eyeshadow Palette. As of now, the price and the release date are unknown. Well, they were unknown when I looked it up. Maybe if by the time this video posts, they'll be known, but I don't think so. Anyways, this eyeshadow palette is funny to me. This may seem petty. The colors are okay, but there are two pans in this palette that have two colors in them. There's like a black or a dark color on one side and a light color on the other side, and I don't know why. Why? Why did this happen? Can you tell me? Personally, my hands are not steady enough to be able to dip into one half of a pan and just come up with that color, and unless you could like mix these two shades to make like a whole new shade, which I can't imagine because I feel like it would destroy the two separate shades. There is no point for this other than to just look, gimmicky and like different. And you did look different, and there's a reason that it's not done because it doesn't make any sense. Seeing those two colors in a pan together just makes me anxious. Additionally, every single color that's in this palette is in a number of their other palettes. The last palette that I purchased from Too Faced was the Sweet Peach palette, and it's okay. It smells like peach. There's some nice pinky colors in there, some light stuff if you want to just, go with a cute like pink eye look for a day. You're looking for something understated, but that's about it. So I'm going to pass on this one and, let me know what you think about it if seeing two colors in a pan together doesn't make you just want to like scream. Next, we have the Lime Crime Makeup Wet Cherry Lip Gloss for $18. $18 for a lip gloss that looks literally like I could walk into any CVS in the world and buy. I mean, it's a lip gloss. Lip glosses aren't really known for their staying power, so I can't imagine the formulation's any different than I could buy from CoverGirl or Maybelline for literally a fraction of the price. So why is Lime Crime trying to pass these cheap, badly packaged lip glosses off to us as a consumer for $18. Additionally, you only get 0.01 ounces in this lip gloss that you are being charged $18 for. I can buy a Fenty Gloss Bomb for $18 and there's 0.03 ounces in there. So why would I buy this? And the Gloss Bomb comes in a really beautiful, like high-end looking, tube or whatever, but it looks way better. It's awesome. and you get more product for the same price. So why, Lime Crime, why? The makeup brand tries to justify this price by saying that their products are vegan and cruelty-free. And that's awesome. I really like that a lot of makeup brands are listening to consumers when people say that they want things that are vegan and cruelty-free. But e.l.f. makes vegan and cruelty-free makeup, and they don't charge anywhere close to what Lime Crime is charging. So keep that in mind next time you're looking for a lip gloss. Moving on, this one really gets to me, guys. It's the Huda Beauty Rose Gold Remastered Palette. Remastered palette. And that tells me that the original Rose Gold palette, you didn't think that was good enough, and you had to redo it and put a new one out. So unless Huda Beauty is going to be sending every single person who originally purchased the unremastered Rose Gold palette a new remastered Rose Gold palette for free, this doesn't make any sense, and it just feels greedy to me. You're gonna put all the time, effort, work, and money into making and formulating a new palette, then make a new palette. Don't put out the same old palette and say there's new colors in there and that there's a new formulation and it's better when it's not. There really aren't any new colors in there. It's not an impressive palette to begin with, and the remastered one isn't that impressive either. The Huda Rose Gold palette is available now, and it is $65. I understand Huda Beauty is a high-end, expensive makeup brand, but $65 for a palette to me seems steep, especially when it's just a new old palette, essentially. I would not pay that for it. There's not a lot of palettes, unless they knock my socks off, that I would pay $65 for, period. End of story. Moving on. The NATASHA Denona Blush and Go Mini Duo Compact. This product is available now, and it's $19. When I first saw this compact, I was super excited because, oh my God, I have been so badly wanting to buy a NATASHA Denona product, but her eyeshadow palettes are literally over $100, and that's crazy to me. So when I saw this, I was like, oh my God, $19? Like, I can afford this. I can mess with this. And then I saw how small it was. And I think someone on Instagram said it best when they said, what is this, a palette for ants? That's a Zoolander reference if you didn't get it. A palette for ants is pretty much exactly what it is. It is literally the size of a sample you would get in an Ipsy or a Sephora play bag. It's tiny. It's like this big. I just can't. I think personally there are a lot of NATASHA Denona products that I would love to buy. There are so many eyeshadow palettes that are beautiful, and I'm sure her formulations are beautiful, but I will never know because I just can't. I can't pay that much for an eyeshadow palette, or that much for a sample size compact. The ColourPop Fame eyeshadow palette. With a name like Fame and the kind of packaging that this palette has put forward, I would expect to open it and see beautiful show-stopping colors. And what I found was just a palette of nothing. It is the most boring palette I have ever seen in my life. I know people want neutral palettes, but I do not want neutral palettes. I have enough neutrals in all the palettes that I own to last me a lifetime. There is not enough about this palette to ever consider purchasing it. So the ColourPop Fame eyeshadow palette is available now, and it's $22. I typically really like ColourPop because I think that they make affordable palettes with good formulations. I love their colors. Like, in a sea of neutrals and beiges that people have been releasing lately, ColourPop's always been there for me with, you know, their go-to pop of color, essentially. And no hate on the brand. Like I said, I love ColourPop. ColourPop, you my boy. But this palette is a fail and should, in my opinion, never have been released. The only shade that stood out to me when I was looking at it was the shade called Piece of Me. It's described as an amethyst, and it's just not. Amethyst to me is purple. When swatched, this barely even shows up. It's muddy. It doesn't look purple to me. It looks gray-ish. I don't know. Anyways, I don't want it. I don't like it. Moving on. The last product I want to talk about, I think is probably the most offensive to me. The Dose of Color single eyeshadow shades that are being sold for $20. They are available now. Let me preface this by saying these colors are beautiful. They are like bright and pigmented, and they're everything I want in an eyeshadow because I love color in my eyeshadow. When swatched, these are so gorgeous. But $20 for a single eyeshadow is ridiculous. I can buy a ColourPop eyeshadow palette for $23. Why would I buy one single eyeshadow for $20? It's greedy, guys. It's greedy. Nobody's doing this anymore. Nobody's making single eyeshadows anymore. The Kat Von D 10th Anniversary palette, which has beautiful colors. I want it so much. Like, I want it so much it hurts. And the only reason it's not in my hands currently is because Sephora's out of stock online. And my closest Sephora that has it in stock is like 45 minutes away. So I just keep checking back, hoping to find it in stock. And then I will buy it. But that palette is like, I don't know, $60 after tax or something. So basically you're telling me I could buy that entire palette that's gorgeous, beautiful colors, beautiful formulation for $60, and I can only buy 3 of your single shades for $60. I think it's greedy, and I think it's a sign of a company that doesn't respect its consumers and doesn't really, you know, listen to them or care about their situation. Even if I could afford $20 for one single eyeshadow shade, and I'm not saying if I can or I can't, I wouldn't do it because it's ridiculous. There's so many other options out there. So please, guys, start listening to consumers. Start thinking more about the longevity of your brand, like getting loyal customers who love your products and will repurchase them, instead of thinking about getting the most bang for your buck today, because you're going to lose people and you're not going to have that loyal following that a lot of brands and companies do have, because they deliver to the consumer what the consumer wants, what the consumer asks for, and they listen. Anyways, that's it for today. I think it was good. It was a good first anti-haul. Like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what your anti-haul items are, what your main one is. If I haven't heard of it yet, I'll look it up and maybe I'll feature it next month in my anti-haul video for July. I really want to know if you guys are on the same page as me when I'm talking about how I think sometimes makeup companies don't listen or don't think about what their consumers want and only think about like how much they can make in that moment. It can be frustrating. Let me know if you feel the same. If you're new here, please subscribe and hit that little bell icon so that YouTube will notify you when I post. I try to post at least 2 to 3 times a week. And if seeing me on YouTube isn't enough, you can follow me on Snapchat and on Instagram as well. I would love to have you here. Stay kind, stay beautiful, and I will see you soon. Mwah!
On a train heading south.